Hey everybody, Blaine Austin here at Sewing Machines Plus, and welcome to our Thursday live show. I've got Kennedy in here with me this morning.
Morning.
You have a camera?
I do not have a camera today. I was looking for the cords,
Uh-oh.
but I'm here. My voice is here in spirit.
All right, so Kennedy is here.
I'm a ghost.
Just can't see her.
Boo.
So welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining in, and I got to say a big shout out to some of the SMP Nation watching today. We got Brenda Johnstone watching up in Michigan. We have Angie in South Carolina, Donald Scott in Wyoming, Kathy Brooks in Florida, and Paula Becker in Indiana. So thank you all for watching. I hope everybody is recovered from last week.
So I know we are. We got some rest.
So everybody, we had QuiltFest last week, and what a great week it was. And man, the winners won all that stuff. Yes. Oh my gosh. And who was the grand prize winner again?
Karen Bruin, I believe.
Bruin, that's it. Karen Bruin. So big shout out to Karen out there. Man, $26,000 worth of merchandise that she won. Ooh. So that's pretty awesome. So are y'all recovered from QuiltFest? Put a number 1 in the chat right now for me if you're recovered, and a number 2 if you want more of it.
Yes. Just give us a couple months. We'll be back with HoopFest.
Well, hey, we're going to have our own QuiltFest today.
We are. Oh, Blaine.
So
we are.
So we don't have a guest today. I'm your guest today. And I see a number 1 in the chat that they're recovered. A 1 and a 2. So somebody's recovered and wants more. I got to tell y'all, so today's show, I've got some crazy prices and on some stuff. And you're not going to believe the pricing that I have.
No.
I mean, it really is insane.
When Blaine told me about this, I think I fell on the floor. Like, I think my knees just dropped, and I just was like, are you what? What? How? What?
Everybody in the company kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to tell y'all this story. So as y'all know, there's a brand out there called Husqvarna Viking, and there's a brand out there named Pfaff. Mm-hmm. Okay. So y'all know both those brands, extremely really good brands of sewing machines and things. Well, there's a parent company that owns 3 sewing machine companies. Singer is part of that. So it's Singer, Viking, and Pfaff. And they call it SVP is the parent company. And so they own all 3 of those sewing companies, and some of things they share technologies and do things. And so we are a dealer for all 3 of those brands. And so I got a call from one of the vice presidents of sales at SVP. And he said, hey, Blaine, he goes, would you have any interest in some of our quilting materials that we have and machines and stuff? And so I said, well, maybe. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, we want to get out of the quilting business. He said, we want to basically just concentrate on our sewing and embroidery machines and sergers. He goes, we just want to get out of quilting. He said, we're looking to sell some stuff. So I said, well, send me a list of everything you have. So they sent me the list of all the equipment they have. And so I told him, I said, well, what kind of deal would you give me if I bought it all? And so he sends me a price. And so I naturally, thinking of the SMP Nation,
of course,
I said, I sent him a price, and they wouldn't take it. So I said, okay. So how long ago was this, Kennedy? What?
Oh my gosh.
2 months, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah,
about 2 months ago. And so I waited them out. So then I get another phone call, probably a month later, with a new price. And I went back with another price. Nothing. It was crickets. And so another month goes by, and the week before QuiltFest, that's why we didn't have this on QuiltFest, because it was all in the process of happening. They sent me another offer, and I countered, and they took it. So I'm pretty happy about what we purchased. Now, what I'm going to tell you is kind of information that only the SMP Nation is going to know. Okay. These machines are not, there's two brands of quilting machines I'm going to show y'all today. A Viking quilting machine and a FOF quilting machine. Neither one of those machines were made by Viking or FOF. A very well-known quilting company in the United States made these for them and under their brand. So y'all can read between the lines, and I can just tell you these are the highest quality. The quality is unmatched. So, and they private label them is what they call them. They put the Viking name on it, the FOF name on it, but another company made it for them, and that company is just awesome. So that tells you the quality of these things. And so we have put together some packages today that are unbelievable.
Like seriously.
Seriously, y'all gonna think I've lost my mind. And this is only today I'm doing this for the SMP Nation. Now we are sending an email campaign out. We're going to advertise it on our website. Now we've got them on our website right now. We got them launched on the website. We're sending an email campaign out. However, you will never get this kind of price on the emails or if you call in or anything, but it will be here today.
Yes.
And so even if you weren't thinking about something like this today, this may get you thinking, because I'm telling you, this is probably one of those once in a blue moon type of specials that we're going to have.
Yes.
And so I'm pretty stoked about today's show. I wish we had a guest that could demonstrate it, but we're going to show you some videos of the product, talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to kind of go over some of the pricing and all that. So that's kind of
that's our prologue, right? That's like just the beginning. That's just the beginning.
Yeah, that's our show today is about this, because I'm telling you, it's one of those things when you sometimes you're out there, and I kind of can relate to this with my wife, Michelle. My wife, she will stock, like she sees a dress that she wants, she'll stock that dress for months.
Yeah.
And then she sees a big discount on it, she'll buy it. But she won't buy it at full price. Yeah. Even though how bad she wants it, she'll just wait.
Yeah.
And she feels, I know she's proud of herself when she does that. And I always call her the coupon queen. I'm kind of proud of myself on this.
Yeah.
I really am. Because I think that y'all are going to be really happy. And because like I always tell y'all, when I get a good deal, I pass the savings on to SMP Nation. And the reason I'm kind of doing what I'm doing today is because I want to kickstart this off, and I want to reward everybody that watched QuiltFest. I want to reward everybody who's watching today with this. And when it's today's show, I'm going to keep the special till the end of the day today. So it'll be 6 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Central time. If you get your order in before then, I'm going to honor the pricing of these machines today. After that, it's going to be the regular price, or it might be a discounted price, but it won't be this deep of a discount.
8 hours left, right? Till
yeah.
6. Yep.
So I think you are going to be very impressed with what we got to show you today. And again, it's just an awesome machines, both of them. So these machines, they're both identical machines with the FOF and the Viking. They're same machine. They're just cosmetically look a little different. Okay.
Well, I have 2 comments I need to address that I just saw. Brenda just said I need to GoFundMe for my sewing machine habit. Today, you might not. That's not necessary.
Well, we're going to offer some special financing today.
Yes.
So if you don't have enough cash laying around to do this, you can get it financed and be able to afford to get these. Because this is one of those things, if y'all have ever wanted to get into quilting, I really think this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, because it is such a good price. And by the way, we're the only dealer in the world, and I'm going to tell you that with confidence, we're the only dealer in the world that has these machines online that we can ship nationwide.
And another question we got was, are these brand new machines?
Yes.
Refurbished?
These are brand new, new in box. And here's the thing. You might find these in a dealer store, like brick and mortar store. You walk in their store, they may have one in their store on the floor. They may have one in the back stock room or something that they could sell you. but they cannot even get close to touching the price.
Mhm.
And if they see this broadcast today, they're probably going to be mad. And I'm sorry, dealers out there, if you've got one on your floor, but we made this deal. We're the only one, because they didn't allow these to be sold online, and now we got them, and we can do anything we want with them because they're out of the business as far as these machines.
Right.
So that's why we're able to pass this right on to y'all today. So I'm pretty excited. So what I would like to do, if y'all are okay with this, I would like to just go ahead and show you kind of a little series of videos. And then we're going to kind of highlight the Husqvarna Viking one in particular.
So the video's about the Viking Longarm, but there's also a sit down and then the FOF Longarm. But all of these features are under the same umbrella.
Yeah. So do we have any video of the FOF?
Yes. Once I can pull it up.
Okay. So that way, at least you'll get to kind of see that one too. But these are exactly the same machines, and what they do is they just kind of cosmetically make them a little bit different. But they're going to be pretty much. We got the Viking stand up, we got a Viking sit down, and then we have a FOF stand up. So the stand up FOF and Viking are identical machines, just colored a little differently.
Yes.
And but let's show some videos, and then I'm going to come back after y'all see these videos, and we'll talk a little bit about pricing. And I hope y'all go get your coffee and sit down. And when I tell you the price, please set the coffee down, because I don't want you to go throwing coffee everywhere.
And not on top of your sew mat. We don't want it to spill on your sew mat.
Because it is good. This is one of those, if my wife Michelle was getting this kind of deal somewhere, she'd be running to me. Guess what I did?
Yeah.
I saved.
Yeah.
I can't even tell them how much they're saving yet.
Buku bucks.
I will say this right now. They're going to say, I guess I could say it.
Well, let's just
Let me just wait. Let's watch the video.
This is the biggest wink wink Blaine will ever be doing. The biggest nudge nudge wink wink Blaine will ever be doing.
So yeah, we'll just wait and save the pricing until after y'all watch the videos. Okay, yes. So Kennedy, roll the video.
Doing it now.
The 5-foot frame that comes with your machine comes with a series of clamps used to load your quilt onto the frame. The first and the largest clamp is called the Deluxe Quilt Clamp. You also have 6 easy grasp quilt clamps with handles and 6 quilt clamps, 3 large and 3 small. These are used to place the quilt onto the frame, to clamp it onto the frame nice and tight, while these are used to roll up the quilt as you progress in your quilting. The marvelous thing about this 5-foot frame is that although it is only 5 feet and can fit virtually anywhere, it can quilt a small quilt, like a baby quilt or even a block or two, to a king-size quilt using this system of clamps. Let me show you how. Before you load your quilt onto the frame, it's essential that you create a quilt sandwich. What a quilt sandwich is first the layer that you've pieced, the top part of the quilt, followed by the batting, and lastly, the backing. Now, you can sandwich a quilt using adhesive spray, or some people choose to hand-based or machine-based, or even using pins. Once you have sandwiched your quilt, you will need to provide an area of at least 6 inches between the quilt top to the end of where the batting and the backing meet. The reason why this is very important is because this will allow space for us to clamp and anchor the quilt onto the frame. So when we start to clamp, the first thing is we need to make sure that our quilt top is within the range of the sewing needle. So I can see that I can quilt the very top and I can quilt along the edge. In this case, it would be basting the edges before I start quilting. When clamping down your quilt on the frame, it's very important to place your clamps in a strategic position. This is perhaps the most important one because this anchors your quilt and lines it up nice and parallel to this pole of the frame. Next, I will take another clamp and place it directly in front of this clamp, creating a nice surface to begin. I'm going to move along here. The easiest way to install the deluxe quilt clamp is to open it slightly in one corner, place it on the pole, and slowly work your way down. I'm going to put one clamp here, and let's not forget to place one clamp along the farthest right hand corner of the quilt. As you can see, this gives me a really great working surface to start quilting. Something very important is when you're placing your quilt sandwich on the frame, you want to make sure that you have enough space to baste the top and the sides, which as we can see, we do. Now I'm going to show you how it is that we quilt a large quilt on just a 5-foot frame. So when I am shifting the quilt over, so let's say I have quilted this entire area, I'm going to leave this clamp in position. This will then be my anchoring clamp when I'm shifting the quilt. So I'll take all of these other clamps off, and this is a great place to store them while you're not using them until you're ready to quilt. So I'm going to take all of the clamps off, leaving this one on the far right-hand corner. Again, I lift one corner and take it off. I will then hold on to the clamp and simply shift over the quilt, making sure that I have adjusted my quilt underneath the needle. Now, it is very, very important and crucial with this frame that the quilt only remain on top of this pole. No amount of fabric or quilt goes underneath. It always remains on top. Make sure that no amount of fabric goes inside this clamp. You'll see a little happy face with the indicator buttons on there or images. You want to make sure that it's on a happy smile. That means that this pole is locked into place. Again, no amount of fabric should ever be going underneath this clamp. It always stays on top. So now that my quilt is in position, I'll do the same thing. I'll come over here and place one clamp on the left-hand side and work myself over from this side over, making sure that the tension on my quilt is nice and firm, not too tight as to create a trampoline effect, but just enough to create some tension so that I can continue quilting. Now, one of the things that I have found with these clasps are that when you point them directly in a 12 o'clock position, meaning straight up like this, it really does create quite a nice flat surface to quilt on. All right. One small tip when aligning your quilt is to remember that the actual sewing area, meaning where your needle can start to sew to where it stops sewing is 12 inches by 48 inches. So every quilt piece is different. So as you align your quilt, for example, if I just want to stitch a pattern on this area, or let's say I wanted to make sure that my hearts on this quilt were completely visible, I want to make sure that I'm aligning my quilt as I clamp it down within the actual sewing area, which in this case is 12 inches by 48. So the positioning of your quilt is important, because then as you strategically think about the design that you're incorporating onto your quilt, you actually have space to follow through with that design. Now we're going to advance our quilt forward, and we're going to talk about a few things to keep in mind as we're doing that. So the first step in advancing the quilt is to take off the clamps. Now I'm going to advance my quilt forward. Because I finished one complete line, meaning that I moved my quilt over to the right, I'm ready to go back and start again. So I'm going to come back to the left-hand side of my quilt, advance it forward, make sure that the edge of my quilt top is within reach of my sewing area. And this looks good, because you will see that when you bring your machine all the way over, it stops. The frame will stop it from keeping moving. So you will see that I'm making sure that the top of my quilt has enough space to start, and I do have enough space. So what I'm going to do first is place my first anchoring clamp. So using the Easy Grasp quilt clamp, I'm going to attach the anchoring. Now I'm going to place one directly in front of that one. And I find it's better to do the extremities. So start with the left, and then you can come on to the right and make sure that it's aligned nice and straight. So I'm going to put one clamp there, one clamp here, making sure to put one at the very end on the right side. Now one in the middle. And using my deluxe quilt clamp, I'll open it to one side and slowly bring it over. I move these up so that they're facing directly up, sort of in a 12 o'clock position. And now I have a flat surface ready to quilt. Now that I have advanced my quilt forward, you will find that I have a lot of quilt fabric that is hanging over. This is a part of my quilt that's already been quilted. Again, a quick reminder that the fabric always stays on the top of this sturdy pole. So, taking our small and large quilt clamps that I find are very easy to store on the frame, you will find that these quilt clamps fit perfectly on the Easy Grasp quilt clamps. And the way this works is when you fold up the quilted part of your quilt, you will use these clamps to hold down neatly all of the quilting that you've already completed. You'll find that the little ones as well can hold the quilt independently without having necessarily to go on the Easy Grasp clamps. So what we find is now I am ready to quilt along my quilting space, free of any quilt being in my way, and it's nice and neat. Now we're going to check the tension of our top thread. Using a piece of scrap fabric on the 6 inches that you have between your quilt top to the edge is a perfect location to do this. I'm going to press the start-stop button and start checking my tension. So you can see I already have quite a bit of tanglage on the back and even the front. That means that my tension is very, very loose. So unlike setting the tension on your foundation tension, which is on your bobbin case, where you just go a little tick at a time, here you make full revolutions. So I'm going to turn to the right. So turning to the right increases your tension. Turning towards you decreases your tension. So let me make a full revolution here, maybe a revolution and a half. So to clarify, the tension on my bobbin case is set. I'm not worried about that tension. What I am checking for now is the tension on my top thread. So when you have tanglage on the bottom, it means that this thread is way too loose. When you have tangling of threads on the top, it means this top tension is way too tight. What you want to see is like this, where both threads are working together and meet in the middle and create an even stitch from top and bottom. Now, for purposes of demonstration, I used a dark thread on the top and a light thread on the bottom. So even with perfect tension, you will see a slight little dots from the top fabric. But the reason why I'm saying that my tension is perfect is because I do see that the bottom thread is creating almost like this little cushion effect where the two ends do go in and create an indentation. Same with the top thread. Now I want to show you what it looks like when your tension is too tight on the top. So I'm going to turn my tension maybe 3-4 times for demonstration purposes. I'm going to push the start-stop button. This is a good indication of what it looks like when the thread on the top is too tight. You'll see that the top thread is almost laying flat. It doesn't have any kind of indentations, or it doesn't dig into the middle of the fabric at all. And actually, it's bringing up some of the bobbin thread, so it looks like there's little crosses all over. That's a good example of what it looks like when the tension is way too tight on the top. In addition, it's really puckering my fabric. So when there's good tension, none of this is happening. So now to correct this, I'm going to loosen the tension and bring it back to what good normal tension should be. So again, making full rotations. Let me check and see what my tension looks like. And there we have it. Tension that is good, and I'm ready to start quilting. The Platinum Q165 is intended to be an incredibly smooth gliding machine. In order to ensure that, the frame must be level. So if when your machine is on top of your frame, you find that it's gliding on its own back or to the side, then that's a good determinant that your frame is not level. As you see here, when I move and glide my machine, it stays put. That's an indicator that my frame is level. If you are in need of leveling your frame, you will find 4 feet located at the bottom of the frame. Using this tool, you can turn the bolt to either raise or lower the frame so that you can have a level frame for your machine. To test the level again, you will move your machine, and if your machine stays in place, that means that your frame is level and you're ready to quilt. Now let's talk a little bit about machine maintenance and cleaning your machine. When it's time to change your bobbin, you will pull the lever and pull the bobbin case out. You will then take your lint brush and make sure to clean off inside of the needle assembly, removing the top off of the oil pen. You will place 1 drop of oil on the bobbin hook. It is very important that this is done after every bobbin change. Placing a full bobbin in the bobbin case, it's important that when placing your bobbin back in, you hear a click and you're ready to go. When cleaning your machine, remember to power it off. In addition to cleaning your machine, it's also important to clean the frame and the carriage tracks, as it's very normal and natural for thread and fabric to produce a lot of lint. Taking a soft piece of batting or fabric, simply wipe from edge to edge the tracks on the frame and on the carriage, as well as the tiny nooks located on the wheels of the machine and the wheels on the carriage. This will ensure that your machine slides very smooth and you have the best quilting experience. Now let's thread our machine. Making sure that the telescoping post is up and that the eyelets are on top or parallel to the spool pins, we're going to put our thread on the spool pin with the corresponding eyelet that should be located right above the thread. First, you will go through the first thread guide. Now we will put our thread through the 3-hole thread guide. Here it's very important to go from back to front on all 3 of the holes. Next, we will put our thread through the next thread guide. Once we reach the tension discs, we hold our thread up, bring our thread through the 2 tension discs, and we will hear a click once it has caught in the tension discs. Next, you will bring your thread up through the spring thread guide, under the stirrup thread guide. Next, we will place the thread through the take-up lever from back to front. Next, we go to the pigtail thread guide. Next, we will go through the needle bar thread guide hole. And lastly, through the eye of the needle. And our machine is threaded. Now, let's take the time to explore the display on the machine. The Platinum Q165 has a color touch display on its front handlebars. Let's take a moment to explore. Located on the main screen, you will see 3 icons on the very top. The first is the home main screen icon. The second is the settings tool icon. And the last is the information icon. Here, manual mode has been selected, which is stitches per minute. Underneath, you can increase or decrease the stitches per minute with the plus or minus. And underneath that, we have 2 settings that can be customized to set the speed of your preference. Now we're going to select regulated mode. Regulated mode is the stitches per inch. Underneath, you will find that you can increase or decrease the stitches per inch by pressing the plus or the minus sign. Under precision mode, the needle stops moving when the machine stops moving. This is very good for ruler work. In cruise mode, when you stop moving your machine, the needle continues to move at a slow idle speed until you're ready to stitch again. This is very good for micro quilting or corners. Here you have the option to increase or decrease your cruise speed. This red light is an indicator of when you have pushed the start-stop button. When it's green, it means you are actively quilting and stitching along. When you stop, it will turn red. This is the needle stop button. Touch the button to alternate between having the needle stop in the up or down position when you stop stitching. Your choice displays in blue. This button does not move the needle, but rather indicates your preference for the final needle position when quilting is stopped. This button turns the light ring located right above your needle on and off. If you want to turn on and off your light LED strip, all you need to do is unplug it or plug it in on the USB located on the left-hand side. Now we're going to move on to machine tools or settings. This button opens an on-screen calculator, just a normal calculator in case you need to calculate how big a quilt is or a block is or any calculations needed. This opens the alarm screen. If you're going too fast or if you're wanting a timer, giving yourself a certain allotted time to quilt. These are the language options. The Platinum Q165 comes with 4 different language options. This opens the diagnostic screen, typically used as tech support when a retailer is helping with any issues. This opens the timer screen. When selected, you will have a stitch timer of how long you've been stitching and how many stitches you have been stitching per project. These can be reset when you start a new project. This button opens the update screen where updates are made using a USB that is placed on the right-hand USB port located on the display. Let's select the information icon, which will take us to the information screen. Here we can see the lifetime stitch count for the machine. This indicates the machine's software version number, and this indicates the screen's software version number. Now let's go back to the main screen. Pushing the home icon, it will take you to the main screen no matter which icon screen you are currently in.
All right, so what do y'all think so far? That I tell you what, that is some detail. That's probably one of the better videos that you're going to see somebody explaining. And if y'all don't know who that was, her name's Baruska Zarate. Yeah, Baruska Zarate. And she's the owner of Pride and Joy Quilting. And you may find her, like you can probably find her on YouTube and different things, but she did such a good job of detailing things. And what I liked about it too, I mean, how many times have y'all tried to figure out tension or how to thread a machine?
Yeah.
That was such detailed and close-up video to see. And you know, even if you're watching on your phone, you could see it. But if you put that on your TV,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and a good point too. We have all of these videos on our website on the product pages.
Yes.
If you guys were curious, but come back to this video and watch it. Even if you're not talking about this machine today, but your machine at home, watch that so you can get better with your tension and all that stuff. It's just great info to have. Yeah,
this would work on a lot of Longarm machines. It's really good. So anyway, I know y'all probably wondering what is the price that we've been talking all about and how crazy the price is. So what I'm going to tell you today, we're going to talk about this very one, and then we'll go to that. So let's go ahead and hit everybody right off the bat, Kennedy, with the price. There it is, guys. Look at that price. So this is the Husqvarna Viking Platinum Q165 long arm quilting machine. Now it's going to come with that 5-foot frame, and y'all see the price right there. Brand new in box, free shipping right to your doorstep, $29.99, guys. And I'm telling you right now, unbelievable price. This is $2,000 off the normal price. So it's a $2,000 saving. Now, if you want to, this is the 5-foot frame. So if you have an area in your house that you have room to put this in, this would be a great combination. 16-inch throat space. You can put Pro Stitcher Lite on it, and you put Butler Robotics on this. So you can put robotics on it. Now, we do have some other frames available. So if you wanted to do a 10-foot frame, we have that. It's a $500 upgrade to get a big frame, which is also an insane price. $500 upgrade is crazy that we're going to do for you on this one. So either way, whatever frame you want to do, you can do that. You cannot get this at that price on our website. You have to call our call center today to get the price, because I've authorized them to go ahead and go down to this price. But right now on our website, it's $4,999. And so again, our number is 800-401-8151. And we have these in stock, ready to ship. And I'm super, super excited about this special today. It is just, I guess I'm crazy.
And you know what? That's okay. And we love that about you.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I really want to just get the word out. I want to shock the system, I guess, to say, and say, you know what, here's the great buy. And I want to give everybody just the best deal. We're celebrating National Quilting Month this month. And I just want to give everybody just a one of those once in a lifetime deals that if you really are wanting to get into quilting, now's the time to do it, because of this, you'll never probably find anything this cheap again. And it was kind of the stars aligned this time for us to be able to do this with getting this exclusive. And so I'm pretty pumped about it. So this is, again, guys, this is the Platinum Q165. This is the Husqvarna Viking brand long arm quilting. It's going to come with that 5-foot frame. and then it's $29.99. Financing available, and you have an upgrade if you want to get the big frame. You have for $500, we have a frame upgrade. So when you call in, if you're wanting to get the upgrade frame, you can talk to them about the options available, and they can talk to you about that.
And 2 questions I'm seeing is, number 1, can you buy robotics later? So
yes.
like if you get the machine, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And number 2, where was it? I just saw it. If I buy it, how will we go about servicing?
Servicing. So here's how we do the servicing. Pretty much, if you're gonna, here's what I tell people about almost all quilting machines. They're pretty much bulletproof. I mean, they really are. These things are made like tanks.
Yes.
And they're basically just big straight stitch sewing machines.
Yes.
And there's not a lot to go wrong with them. But if you do the typical maintenance, you keep the lint out, you put your oil in the bobbin case, you're going to have so much life out of it. But if you had some sort of problem with it, we're going to fully warrant these things. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically get it shipped to us. It goes to our service center. We're going to fix it, and then we're going to ship it back to you.
Yes. So our biggest thing that we always say is keep your original box.
Yeah, keep your box. Keep
your box.
Keep that head box. Put it up in the attic or somewhere, because that's what you need to be able to ship it in. Because the way they pack these things with the styrofoam and everything, that keeps it secured so it doesn't get damaged in shipping. And so I always tell people just to keep that if you can. And you can even take the styrofoam out of the box and store that somewhere and flatten out the box if you need to, and put it in the attic. So, and then just tape it all back up when you get ready.
Yes. But if you absolutely call in if you want. We have a lot of people asking about robotics. So absolutely call in. We'll have some great deals for you on that.
We got a really good special right now on the Butler.
Yes.
So the Butler Robotics, we've got a special on that. So if you want to call in, ask them about the specials on the Butler Robotics. I mean, we also have the Pro Stitcher Lite, but either one of them will work great on this. But the Butler, we do have a reduced price on that for this month. And so that would be a great addition. And think about it. You're going to be able to get into a quilting machine with robotics extremely inexpensive.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about this, with the price of the machine so low. All right, so the next one I want to talk about, let's talk about the other Longarm.
Yes.
Now let's bring that up on the screen as well, because everything you saw in the videos is going to be just for this machine as well. So if you can pull that overlay up, Kenny, right there. Now it looks a little different. It's got the blue on there. It's got that FOF blue.
I love it.
This is a great looking machine.
Yeah.
It really is. It's $29.99 as well. It's the, they call it the Power Quilter 1650 with a 5-foot frame. So basically it's the exact same machine. It's just cosmetically looks different, same frame, same everything. So all the videos that you saw on the Husqvarna Viking one basically apply to this.
Same compatibility with Pro Stitcher and Butler, same frame upgrades you can get.
Yes, everything's exact and the same price.
Yes.
And then it's a $500 for the upgrade on that. We have financing available as well, and we're going to ship this free to your doorstep. So you can call in, or you can actually go on the website and you can type in a coupon code SMP Live, and that will actually reduce that price to get the $29.99 price point. So you don't have to call in if you don't want to, but if you want to change frames, I mean, I think Kyle's got the option on the website that you can drop down and pick a frame.
I believe so.
And it's a $500 upgrade. So basically you could order all of it and do financing online as well. So you don't really have to call in. You can just go straight across. We have live chat agents right now on the website that can also help you with your orders as well. If you're trying to get checked out and have any trouble or have questions while you're on the website, the chat will pop up. So we have, Nedra, Tori, and Barbara manning the chat right now, so they can help you. So that's another option. So you don't even have to call in, but you can, 2 different ways you can do it. But again, if you have any questions, just give us a call. I don't know. I think somebody had a question about the Grace Pinnacle frame.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I don't think it will fit, but I know back in the day, Grace made some frames that were compatible with a lot of other machines. What it comes down to is the way the carriage fits on the frame. A lot of times the carriage that fits that machine won't fit the frame. So when you buy these machines, the carriage is in the box with the head.
Yes.
And then the frame comes in different boxes, and you put that together, and then that carriage fits on that frame.
Right.
So a lot of times, that's why sometimes these are not compatible with other brands.
Yes.
But we can, if you have that question about the Pinnacle, give us a call at the call center. They can, if they don't know it, they'll find out for you real quick and then call you. I just don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. I wish I could remember that.
And we have more questions coming in. So
okay.
16-inch throat space on all the machines that you're going to see today.
Yes.
They're all 16. So we have one more machine to show you. We'll get to that in a second. What was the other question that I just saw? Yes. So Tony asked if you can upgrade a frame later on. So if you get the 5 foot, you can absolutely come back and get a bigger frame.
Yeah. So like, you know, if your living situation changes, let's say right now, all you have room for is that 5 foot frame, and you're doing it. And then all of a sudden, you know, you do a build on, or you kick your husband out of his man cave and you take over his man cave, and you got more room. All you have to do is you could just go buy the frame. Now, it won't be an upgrade at that point. You'll just have to buy a bigger frame, but it will fit on that frame.
Right.
So that's, and you know, again, it comes down to that carriage fitting on the frame. So as long as it's compatible, and there's quite a couple different frames out there that's compatible with this machine. So,
and Blaine, so if people have problems with space, we have another machine that would be great for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, again, if you don't, you know, we got a sit down version. So if you are a free motion quilter, we're not leaving you out today. So so now what we do, this is the same machine, other than it's on a sit down table and it's free motion.
Yes.
And it has the speed regulator built into the table. So it's going to basically some electric eyes. As you push that fabric over it, it's going to pick up the speed. Again, $29.99 comes with the stationary table. And we're going to ship this absolutely free right to your doorstep. We have financing available. So again, SMP Live at checkout. You can go to smplive.tv right now, and you're going to be able to see all 3 of these products. And you can click on it right there, go right to the product page. Or you can just go to our website. In the search bar, you can type in Husqvarna Viking quilting machine, and it'll probably pop up, and you can do the Pfaff quilting machine, and these will probably come up. So you'll be able to find them, and you can see them on the website. Or our live chat agents can guide you about the machines and answer questions and help you get checked out as well. So a lot of different ways to get this. Again, and I want to stress to y'all, the normal price on these is $49.99. So $5,000 is the normal price on this. You're saving $2,000 on this today, and today only. I mean, after today's show, we're going to let it stay until 6 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Central, and the deal is off.
Yes.
So it's that opportunity, again, that you can jump on this and be able to get one. And I would call in and, you know, get an order. If you're really serious about trying to get something like that, I would get an order. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you we only have 10 of these. We are limited on the stand-up with the 10-foot frames.
Yes.
We have some 10-foot frames, but we have plenty of the 5-foot frames, and we have plenty of the sit-downs.
Yes.
So, but you know, if 25 of y'all call right now and ordered wanted a 10-foot frame, we're running a little low on those, but I can get more of those because there's another frame that just like it that's compatible. So we can get that. That's not going to be a problem at all. So now we don't have the Pfaff brand. We don't have the sit downs. All we have those in is the Husqvarna Viking. But we do have the stand-ups in the. So like I said, again, it's just your preference. If you like that blue color, if you don't, but they're both really nice machines. They're very good looking machines, and we got such a great special.
And you know, Blaine, we're shipping it right to your doorstep. You don't even have to take a step outside. You can just put on your slippers and go pick it up.
There you go. So, so is there any more questions coming in, Kennedy? I'm here to answer your questions.
Yes. A little Q&A. Let's see. A lot of people were saying, "Are you crazy, Blaine?"
I am crazy.
Like, are you okay?
You know, sometimes
I
just get that way. You know, and again, you know, I always tell y'all, I always try to beat these vendors up on price. And if I get a better deal, then naturally you are going to get a better deal. And it doesn't always happen. You know, a lot of times it doesn't happen. This is one of those cases to where, you know, I'm not restricted by MAP pricing, which is the minimum advertised price, because I basically that was one of the conditions I bought them with, is like they're getting out of the quilting. I bought all their quilting parts, everything, and I can do anything I want with them. But again, I have a cost, as y'all know, in them. So, but you know, I was able to get an aggressive enough price that we can sell them cheaper than the normal price. Now, today's price is kind of crazy. It really is. It's pushing, you know, what we make really down to the seller. But I wanted, again, get these highlighted, get y'all excited about it. I wanted to give people who are interested in getting into quilting that opportunity to take that leap today. Because again, I don't think you'll ever see a quilting machine to this caliber ever this price again or cheaper. I mean, unless I get another deal in the future. But I tell you, this was probably one of those once in a lifetime opportunities for SMP to be able to do what we did. And so I was pretty happy about it, you know. And again, it took me 2 months to get this deal worked out, and I didn't get it in time for QuiltFest last week. But this thing kind of happened during QuiltFest, and we just, you know, I think we received these. The truck showed up, and we got them all. We got 28 pallets of stuff came in on Friday of last week, and so we're scrambling around trying to get all this ready to ship now.
Jan asked, can we put back handlebars on the stand-up machines?
I think so. So I think we can. I think we have a kit that we can put on there for you. So if you do want back handlebars, that's going to be available for you as well.
But with all that type of stuff, I would suggest calling in.
Yeah,
because our team is so knowledgeable about long arms, and they'll be able to really help you even with products, because we'd hate for you to order the wrong thing on the website and that kind of stuff. I
think they're going to be able to tell you really quick. I'm almost positive that there's going to be a lot of different things that you can do with this machine. You know, you can do the rear handlebars, you can do the robotics, you can do a lot of different things for this. And you can order, if y'all want extra clips or clamps or bungees and all those sorts of things, you can order all those extra things as well. We do have a lot of parts in stock, and we have them available to get. So that's the great thing about it.
Yes. Thank you, Lady Fair. She's reminding everybody about the time. Let me put it back up. Where'd she go? Oh my gosh.
The time.
Yes, CST. So when you say 6 o'clock
Pacific time, 4 p.m. Central.
Right.
Is the cutoff.
Or no, that's 8 p.m.
I mean, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Boy, I am screwed up today.
But the prices are right.
Yeah,
the prices are right.
Yeah, it is. It's 6 p.m. Thanks, Lady Fair. I don't know what I'm thinking about. So at 6 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time is when we close. So if you get it ordered by that time, the price is good. I think at midnight tonight, you can still go in on the website and order it until midnight tonight, and it automatically will cut the coupon code. It won't work.
Yes.
So you know, technically, if you don't call in, you can actually order even later than 6 p.m. Pacific time, because the website, it still works.
Yeah.
And that coupon code, but the coupon, I think at midnight, the coupon code is invalid after that.
Betty asked a good question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the sit down versus this? Like, what's the main differences between a sit down and a stand up?
So Betty, tell me, are you a quilter? Have you quilted before? So watch her comment and see what she says, and then I can kind of, you know, the best way to explain it is, you know, both to me take quite a bit of practice actually to get really good at it. I've done both. You know, to me, I'm one of those types that, you know, they kind of talk a little bit about. So let's say, for instance, you have a piece of paper and you have a pen. Okay. So if you write your name, everybody can do that. It's very easy, right? Okay. Well, let's think about that's long arming, because you grab the handlebars and you're writing. Okay. So you're writing your name. So let's turn it around for free motion. It's if you have a stationary pen sticking down right here, and then I take the piece of paper and I write my name.
Yeah.
By moving the paper. That's free motion. So think about it. I mean, both of them, you know, even the long arm, it's not like writing your name, because you're using both hands, and it takes a little coordination to get used to it. I found that I caught on quicker doing free motion I mean, for a stand up with a long arm with the handlebars versus free motion. Free motion to me takes a little bit more skill. However, the people that do it, to me, some of the things they come up with is unbelievable. And I think, and it just takes a little bit more practice, but both of them, you can be very efficient at both. And, Belle Bruner.
Yeah.
Belle Bruner, she actually has one of our King Quilter sit downs.
Yes.
And she absolutely loves that thing. And she was talking about, I talked to her a little bit about, the free motion part of it. And, she hasn't been quilting that long.
Yeah.
She's a new quilter. And she said, it was a little bit of a curve to learn at first, but now it's just like second nature.
Right.
So it's kind of like the best way to explain it is if you've been writing your whole life with your right hand, and I tell you to start writing with your left hand, you're going to be terrible at first.
Yeah.
But if you kept doing that constantly, every time every single day doing that, you're actually going to develop that muscle memory, and it's going to become easy. So that's kind of the way free motion is. That's the way I describe it. Now, you may have a different experience than I do, but that's just kind of the way I felt when I tried to do it. So
So Betty said, I've never used a quilting frame, just free motion on a home machine, which is very comparable to a sit down machine.
Yeah. So if Betty, my recommendation, if you've been doing free motion on a sit down and you wanted to continue that, then I would get a sit down.
Yeah.
If you've been doing it on a domestic. But if you ever wanted to get into robotics, then you can't do robotics on a sit down. Robotics is only on a long arm where the machine head actually moves instead of the fabric. So that's just one of those things you would have to answer yourself. If you want to expand into robotics eventually, you can do that. Now, the great thing about this, if you buy a sit down, we can convert that machine to a long arm machine later on in life.
Next question.
Yes, we can put handlebars on it and we can put it on a frame. So there is, you're not stuck with that forever if you wanted to ever upgrade to long arm. So we can do that for you.
But yeah, just exactly what you were saying. It's that muscle memory. It just feels like you're doing something like you're not used to when you first try it. Like when I think the first thing I did on a long arm was write my name in cursive, and I was like, wow, that feels different, but I kind of like it. Like it's a different feeling of control compared to like a marker or a pen or something like that. It's a different type of muscle memory that you're building, but you quickly become obsessed with it. Like you quickly are like, oh, I want to, oh, what's this? Oh, how do I do that? So it's,
well, I'm a robotics guy.
Right.
I just love, to me, I look at the robotics as it's almost like a CNC routing machine that they use to cut wood and all these different things. The whole XY axis works kind of the same way. And so I'm always been fascinated with that type of things. And so naturally I was kind of drawn toward the robotics. And my thing is I don't have to be a good quilter to make a quilt look good with robotics. I just have to be creative.
Right.
And I think that's the thing. So I know at quilt shows, when I would do the demonstrations on the robotic systems, I would take two designs. Like I would pick a design out that's built in, do a run across the quilt edge to edge with that design. And then I would come back and put another design over it and create something unique, and then quilt over the exact same place again with a different design, and it creates these very three-dimensional one-off type quilting designs.
Yeah.
Because you're combining two. So that's, to me, it just gives you that creativity to do that. And I thought that was so cool. And so that's why I've always just kind of leaned toward robotics. But, again, I think, quilting is one of those things. It's anything you want to do, you can probably do. It's just your creativity and what you are passionate about. And, if y'all got to look at our quilts that were entered in the contest for QuiltFest.
Right.
I mean, there was people that entered quilts that were done free motion on their domestic machines. There was some people that did it with long arm machines, and there were some people that used robotics as well. They did a combination of all of it, free motion, quilting, and robotics. So there's a lot of things that you can do with that. So, I mean, that to me, that's what's really cool about quilting.
With Aubrey, if you guys watched QuiltFest last week, I know a lot of you did. I saw a lot of ones in the chat. But Aubrey was showing how you can draw, or you can stitch out your own design on a long arm, copy that in robotics, and then duplicate it throughout the whole thing. So that way you can take a one design that you made and put that on your entire quilt. So that's truly that's some custom work. That's really so much fun.
If you're not into quilting yet, this is something that to me, it's pretty awesome to do. And I'll just tell you an experience real quick before we get off here today that I did. my wife, Michelle, you know, her father had passed away when she was young, and she basically had a bunch of his shirts that she had just kept.
Yeah.
And she had them in a suitcase and in a box and packed away. And, you know, and when we got married, you know, I had to store those things. And,
Right.
you know, and I got to think, I was like, you know, she's wanting to keep a memory of him. However, it's packed away.
Yeah.
So I got the idea to get his shirts, and I got some help too. Some of our SMP customers helped me, but we cut squares out of all those t-shirts and made quilt blocks. And then what I did is we put all those together. I did a border of some of her favorite colors. And then what we did is I got to thank Cindy Hogan for this. Cindy Hogan from Brother helped me with this, but they have a program. It's called Photo Stitch. And you can take a photo and digitize it, and then you can embroidery it out.
Wow.
So basically, I found a picture of him,
yeah,
and we photo stitch it, embroidered his picture, and that's the center point of the quilt.
Wow.
Then, you know, I put, he had a saying that he always used, and we embroidered that saying on there. And then I found through his Michelle's brother, he had his wedding license that had their father's signature on it. And I got a copy of that. We digitized his signature, and I actually have his signature embroidered on that square as well. So that's the center point of that with all his shirts. And that that's something that you're going to keep the rest of your life, and then it can be passed down. And, you know, you could not do that if you didn't have access to quilting machines, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's just such a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I love it.
And
then there's so much you can do. Not even going into the whole business side of it, how you can not only make things for your family, things like that, you can start a business with your quilting machine and do quilting for people's quilt tops. I mean,
oh yeah,
the options are so endless.
Who's the company that we just had it was
AccuQuilt?
Not AccuQuilt, but the
June Taylor.
June Taylor. So June Taylor has those t-shirt kits.
Yes.
And Jane Klaus bought them. Remember, Jane Klaus bought a kit. They have these t-shirt kits that you can buy, quilt kits. And basically, it has everything you need to make a t-shirt quilt. All you need is supplies the t-shirts. So that's something that's out there that's, to me, and I talked to Jane about it. She said it was really easy to do, you know, because they provide everything you need to do it with. You just cut the shirts out. So,
and I even think the bindings included.
Yeah,
too.
everything. It's pretty cool. It's such a neat thing. So, you know, that's what they always say. You know, if you want to get into this and you're afraid, start with the quilt kit, but you need a way to do it. You can do it with the domestic machine, but the machines we're showing today will make it so much easier and so much more enjoyable. And so anyway, guys, hope that y'all enjoyed it today. And I know it's a little bit different show than we didn't have a guest here. However, I gave y'all a smoking deal on these machines, and so
you made up for it.
Yeah,
you made up for it.
We made up for the guest, didn't we? and the videos that we showed, that was such a good video.
Yes, and they have, just by the way, if you go onto our website and you want to check out more videos from Verushka, all of them are linked on the Viking and Foff web pages. So Verushka did videos for Foff and Viking Longarms.
Yeah, and there's a lot more videos that we didn't show. There's a lot more that you can go look. All right, so let's give some stuff away today to the SMP Nation. First thing we're going to do today, we're going to give some bags away. We're going to give some of our event bags. I love these things. They're $9.99 each on our website, or $49.99 for the pack of 8. There's all different colors. They have unique things in each bag. So Kennedy, let's give some of these away. So spin that wheel.
Okay. Let's see who's going to win.
Yvonne Hudson. Congratulations, Yvonne. Yvonne is watching today from YouTube. So Yvonne, we need you to go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete, hit submit, and we will handle it from there.
Yeah,
all right, next up, we're going to give away one of our world famous sew mats.
Of course.
We have these in 13 different colors, 4 different sizes. So Kennedy, spin that wheel.
Internet.
And I always say, if you don't have a sew mat yet for your sewing machine, you're doing your machine a disservice. Y'all get on the website, order you a sew mat if you don't have one. These are awesome. And Dennis Drabo.
Congratulations, Dennis.
So Dennis is watching today from Facebook. And so Dennis, what we need you to do is go to SMPlive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of that page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information complete. And most importantly, in the notes section on that, tell us what color of sew mat you want and what size, and we'll get that shipped out.
Woo!
All right, next up, we are going to give away a $50 gift card. Or is that 25?
I got 25.
25.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a $25 gift card to Sewing Machines Plus. So Kennedy, spin that wheel.
Hey, I mean, if you get that gift card, that's $25 off your
Not 25 more off the Longarm. I just saw my wife's name pop up.
I know. Well, look at her.
We cannot win, Kennedy.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, who is that? Okay.
So that does show y'all that this is a random thing.
It is random.
Because when our own name pops up occasionally.
I'm spinning again.
All right.
We're just keeping SMP Nation on their toes. That's all. Betty Eskelson.
So Eskelson?
Eskelson.
Okay, I believe you. Betty. I can't believe I got Verushka's name right.
I was so proud of you. I'm sitting over here like a mom at a kid's baseball game. Woohoo!
Verushka. I mean, yeah, y'all know how I can't pronounce any names, and that was a tongue twister on both.
It's the little victories in life, Blaine.
I know. So Betty is watching from YouTube today. So congratulations, Betty, on getting your gift card. We need you to go to SMPlive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom to claim your prize, fill out all that information, hit submit, and we will email you back a gift card code that you just use at checkout. You put that code in and it'll knock $25 off your purchase.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we are going to give away a sewing machine.
Of course.
We're giving away a Brother CS7000X 70-stitch computerized free arm sewing machine with the wide table. So great machine. This is around a $240 value. So Kennedy,
yes,
spin that wheel.
Absolutely. And if you've never tried free motion before you get this machine, you can give it a shot with that wide table.
That's true.
Got it right there.
Here we go. And Alexandria Span.
Woohoo!
So congratulations, Alexandria. We need you to go. She's watching today from YouTube, by the way.
Of course.
We need you to go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of that page, fill out all the information where it says claim my prize, hit submit, and we'll handle it from there. All you winners, you have 30 days to claim your prizes or they go back into Kennedy's prize closet.
Yes. Then that's where I go crazy is with giveaways.
Yep.
Blaine's got the sales part of it and the deals. I've got the giveaways and the free stuff.
So Kennedy will put it back in her prize closet and we'll give it away to somebody else.
Right. equal chances. Equal chances.
So claim those prizes. All right, guys, we hope that y'all enjoyed today's show, despite not having a guest. However, I just had to share this with y'all today. The machine prices are just so incredible. And I hope that y'all will all take advantage of that because, again, this is not going to come around again. I just don't ever see us being able to do this. It was just a unique situation that happened. We're very fortunate to be able to do that. And so I'm really happy to be able to offer this to you today. Anyway, I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend. And we will, we can't go yet. Let's show them some dates.
Yes, let's show you some dates.
We got some stuff coming up, so we want you to make sure. All right.
Screenshot this now.
So every Thursday, make sure you pull your phones up and screenshot. Every Thursday, you all know we have our SMP Live, but April the 10th through the 12th, we're having our Surger Soiree. May the 9th, Blaine's birthday bash. You don't want to miss that one because I don't get gifts, I give gifts.
And Blaine's a partier, so we're going crazy.
There we go. Yeah, we may have some Mountain Dew Snickers up in here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe a DJ in the back. I don't know.
You never know.
We'll see.
Don't know the guest because Kyle and Kennedy never tell me the guest. They surprise me who comes on the show. So that'll be fun. June the 10th through the 14th is QuiltFest. It's already coming. And we're going to have a brand new embroidery machine that it's going to be the world premiere on our show. Nobody else has ever seen this yet. You'll get to see it first if you watch it. So it'll be on there June 10th through the 14th. You don't want to miss it. July 11th is SMP's private auction. If you were a part of that last year, y'all know how much fun that was and exciting. You have to have made a purchase with SMP to be able to qualify. And then we email you a sign-up form that you sign up. And then once you get verified, you get a code to get into the private show. And it is just what we say it is. It is an auction. You get to bid on all kinds of machines. Some are new, some are classroom machines, what we call the demos, where we do events with. So there's a lot of different ones that you'll be able to get to do. It was awesome last year, a lot of fun. A lot of people got some great deals.
If you want to be in on the exclusive event, just check in on our socials for more information.
Yep.
We'll have more coming to you soon.
And then September the 9th through the 13th, can't believe we're already talking about SewFest.
I know.
SewFest is going to be coming here before long. And then October the 14th through the 18th is National Trade-In Week. And we will be doing trade-ins that week. So if you've got a machine, doesn't matter the condition, how old, doesn't matter. If you've got a machine that you want to trade in for something, you call us, we'll tell you what the value is, you can trade it in and buy you a new one.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
That simple.
There we go. So y'all know what's going on at SMP. All right, everyone. Thank y'all for joining in today. Hope you have a great weekend. And we will see y'all next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
So long.